implications of what we are really handling and what we are really chatting. There are various issues issue related to, of course, basically Sudan. That is Sudan and the people, of course, the people of Sudan and what they are really interacting. Of course, we have there mostly if we take the editorial portional part of the Sudan map from Libya region to Uganda as basic. Of course, that is Sudan, and then in which we have tribal disputes. Of course, tribal disputes, those are all related, and then the campaigns of audition. Some of the tribe they're saying, yeah, we are elites, and then we are capable. Of course, more capable than the rest of the people. And then the other tribe is also enforcing towards the other tribes, the other tribes in Equatoria. They are saying, yeah, we are like this, and then we want this guy just to suffer there. And then because this kind of all, of course, build, there are many issues among those tribes there we have in Juba areas. Basically, if we talk of Juba areas, of course, these days they are saying, yeah, this is Juba area, and then basically they are not Sudan area, and then they belong to the rebel groups regions, and then the rebels try to name it, and then try to scratch a name and then make that area as a country. But of course, we say it, whatever how hard they say it, they know how to draw a map. That is not the way how a map is drawn, and then we saw there on the map, we draw a map and then we cut this area, and then we try to avoid them away from the boundary area, and then we protect, and then they have to be in the middle, and then we put it in there, they're in the middle. And then now today, if we reach to the site of this one, site of Chad, and then we have this one towards north, and then North Sudan, greater Khartoum area, and then that is in Darfur, and then we have Darfur move to that end there after SPLA stopped this one violence in Sudan. Then they were forcing they have this kind of a country there and there. So that is Darfur. Now we have there, and then they're trying to also run away from Sudan, and then they're trying to claim they want to be a country there. So with that overview, of course, the cases of vision of the Sudan, I can say, yeah, I'm alone. And they also say, yeah, of course, this kind of, if I remain there within equatorial areas, and then I'm a Sudanese, and then but those people there in Juba, and then they live on the cave, protected cave. The cave is no longer Sudan. The guy named that cave named to show Sudan, and then the art will bomb to that line. Whatever you write, you are Juba Sudan, and then the art of that guy will come and blow you away, and then will turn you to their country, sealing you into their countries. So we put in editing, we said, yeah, this guy, of course, this line which they're pretending there is a new map in the world map, which is deceiving the people. Of course, we said, yeah, this is the area, this area is the source of Sudan. Of course, it's in the border, and then we cannot keep this peace without getting the benefits of the copyrights from Khartoum to utilize this border, and then they're defending this border here. If we do, and then of course we are creating more offense. That's the mental illness to the people of Sudan, and then the human rights boats of Khartoum, and then Juba, Sudan itself, that is when we are creating mental illness for those people there, because we can create, yeah, they will become more mental ills, and then that doesn't act the profits of presidential benefits at Khartoum, Sudan, as a justice route in politics. But the ICC Sudan found, of course, acting to the foreigners. And examples of leadership based on the different Sudan right of different governments, and it copyright policy, of course, that is based on the 1821. If you look at the 1821 Khartoum Sudan, the economy systems, of course, how they are channeling the economy systems, the politics to the areas there, of course, if we talk of DRC is well known for the music productions. And then if we talk of Central Africa, also is playing a big role there. And then Chad is also playing a small big role there. And then Uganda is playing a big role there. And then Kenya is playing a big role there. And then Ethiopia is playing a big role there. And then Ethiopia is also playing a big role there. Whatever, this is the areas there where the guy was cut away and trying to run away with it. You know, with those kind of orders, if they said, yeah, let's protect our capital away from the social activities, yeah, of course we will ban all the musics to the world. You know, that's why the world is bored. People are not getting entertained well, and then whatever there is entertainment, and then people doesn't socialize. I can see many clubs has been closed down, and then people are trying to force, let me just tell this guy to keep this much distance away. For duration of that, they will come to tradition after this guy gave up. You know, based on the areas of the ICCs, they are loyal to these rebel activities. The rebel in the source of Sudan. And then the rebel in the Darfur regions, those are rebels, of course, to the Sudan governments itself, because the politics itself is not managed by the rebels, right? Whatever the rebel is more attractive, whatever they are too beautiful, whatever they work more dollars, and the government they cannot work the governments with their rebel activities, and then they cannot switch. They are more talented with the governments. I know myself, I'm very poor, and then the government themselves in Khartoum regions, as we said, that is the mental illness of the Sudan people and the human right, Khartoum and Juba, Sudan, but doesn't mean or doesn't act the profit of presidential benefits at Khartoum, Sudan regions, and it's justice itself. Because if the ICC themselves they say, yeah, is the best thing is decision to arrest decision instead His Excellency the President of Sudan, who is the human rights, and then contributor the profit to the human rights and the people of Khartoum, and then itself the Sudan people, whatever how hard this border was cut away, and then we've not set up too many different bombs there. And then we are just using the tactics which is good enough there to utilize what is there to back up the countries itself as mandatorily. And then what is the use for them to force the president to tribunal, and then try the president, and then forge the incident of those rebel attacked in Darfur, and then the incident of the rebel attack in Juba regions, which is the source of Sudan, and then to the president, and then giving them the burden, the accountability, the responsibilities that they should be taken to future trials, so that the individuals such as that kind of a president with the good examples since different 1989, of course, if we look at 1989, then the president has been in power for over 30 years. Okay, so if the president has been in power for over 30 years, and then the president is not young enough, the president is very old, and then has never been changed, and and then he had been to the former president and the most current president of Sudan, and then for which whatever we who are the children of Sudan, we are not in Sudan, but we live across the borders, and then we are in foreign countries. This is all abroad, but we really know exactly what is happening there. Then we know exactly what is not there happenings. But on due case, of course, that is the utilizations and then the forgeries of those ICC, instead of trying the rebel leaders, such as Silva Kiir is the rebel leader, of course, forcing let this country fall away as a South Sudan, instead as keeping this one Sudan as a different source of southern part of Sudan, keeping this one that country as southern part of Sudan, as a Sudan country, as Sudan as a country. Instead, if we take a deep editing and a good grammar, which is there, and then what a grammar does, those Dingas people, they want to utilize and then they stand for as a president, and then what a force they want to use. And then on the conclusions, we also went and add, we said that will be all kickables. If they tend, they say it, yeah, let's fall away as a country, and then they happen to fall to another countries, and then of course they cause rebel activities within their countries, which is they say they born new in the world map, and then they fall to cause rebel activities. And then what about the rebel activities they cause in Sudan? What about that copyright policies, which we told them, obey for us the rebel, don't bring rebel activities in these countries, keep the countries safe and secured. And then what about that negligence? And then what about this negligence existence in the new countries? What is the differences? Why shall they use that negligence within that all the stages that crossing over new stages? Shall that be the solution, and then shall that be the resolution for the ICC to precaution over this kind of conflicts that forcing the demand over this one, over the right leaderships of the individuals who stand as a leader and then leading the country in right ways, then showing the examples, has the responsibilities, and then the ambitions to utilize that is as the right ones, and then they don't they want to neglect that, and then they want to use it for so that they put this one a development there by force, and then so that few people who has that the copyright policies in many years, so that they cannot be able to use it in the future, so that negligence is now the right copyrights for the use in the future. So shall those be the force, and then shall that be the copyright forced for people to go and attend, so that they will come and use it by force, and then that is not the right thing. Whatever there is a development encouraged there, nothing will be utilized. So we want to first let them obey. Yeah, we have 18-21 policy there in Sudan. Use it as a copyright, and then they don't go and bring another nonsenses over these countries, and then make it available there, So on all the demands, of course, the economy policies of this one, whatever that is in Juba, Sudan, that is still Juba, Sudan. The guy who live in Juba is not confident with the word source of Sudan, because as a country, that is the source of Sudan, because that is beating all around the bushes. You are just knocking the whole thing, and then you want to come to the conclusion you live in Sudan, but you are fearing to say you live in Sudan because you are what? You are guilty. You are offensive and guilty. You cannot say so. You cannot agree. You cannot comply. That's why. And then you want to fool those guys who told you you should follow this, and then you refused, so that they will be able to find you. They are the boss. You are not the boss. And then the other guy was trying to fool say, yeah, what about the Juba airline? Am I gonna take the Juba airline to come back to Canada if I want a Juba airline? Am I in Sudan? I told the guy. So which airline I use to come to Canada? So if I use a Nairobi airline, yes, I will go to Nairobi instead of going to Juba. If I want Sudan, I cannot go to Juba. I can go to directly to Khartoum and then take the airline to wherever I want to go. If Uganda is not there for my airline, because I live in the border, I don't care. Whatever disease is Sudan, I will feed from my neighbors. That is why, you know, they write the copyright, but I will know this issue. This is the boundary issues, because that is if I agree with this kind of nonsense, and then of course I'm gonna waste my time, and then I'm gonna come and agree with the copyright policy of 1821. Why shall I go and waste my time to that much and then fool myself that much, and then why am I gonna come and bend back again? So as the development is bringing more peace to it, of course, Sudanese with and without, of course, the SPLM or the source of Sudan rebel activities, that is it, Darfur to Chad boundary, and then the justice of Sudan said, of course, ICC is the rebel lawyers for source of Sudan and Darfur. Defense force, of course, that is the SPLM, and then the rebel war against Sudan governments that trying against different, that is a rebel enforcement which they are doing with the government, because they want different burden over the governments without for them to go there and then waste the different the right politics. If they after politics, and then they have to go for the politics, you know, other than go and waste other people, and then for us to be hired anywhere, and then become different another chat room for different for including different the future politics, you know, for the areas that we cannot do much about. So that's their own do. And then if you use your own do, and then you leave this kind of portion there, and then you cannot utilize it, and then you want another guy to go and utilize it. How possible will they utilize? Who is the resource there actually? You are the resource. If you are the resource, and then that is your resource, and then your area, and then you should do the copyright instead, so that the rest of the people see your examples, and then they do the also the right orders there. Otherwise, we say it, let the politics not go and suffer the tribunal, if that's the right politics for the Sudan example. And then we have to enforce the issue, and the ICC, who is trying the government, other than its rebels and the associates, to be tried in those tribunals. And then let them take those people, because they are very poor. Of course, the rebels, they are very poor. You can see they are negligence. There is no good advice out there. Those people, they are told for nothing. Their brain is bloody, and then they don't think. You know, they are reasonable. That's why. So we know why we are accusing them. We know why they are doing so. That is a negligence, because they are orders. It's not nothings there. So on the contrary, of course, towards their bad acts and the examples since tradition Sudan largely, of course, that's we see here. This is Sudan, Uganda. This is Kenya, Ethiopia. This is Chad, DRC, which is the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and then the Zaire, Central African Republic, and then that is Eritrea maybe. And then that is Egypt, we talk of Libya, we talk of Saudi Arabia, and then of course this is all the borders, of course, the border to Sudan, of course, on overview. And then if these refugees, they say they are refugees to Uganda, Sudan refugees to Uganda, they cannot say they are Sudan refugees to Uganda. And then they are from Sudan refugees to Uganda, they are Sudan refugees to Kenya, they are Sudan refugees to Of course, these two countries here, they are rivaling over, but Ethiopia now become more rebel also attacked there. The rebel also attacking the Tigray regions where the Sudanese refugees normally do go and stays, because now what they open the route is different, Kenya and Uganda. That is Uganda, Kenya and Uganda. So therefore those refugees, of course, they are source of Sudan. That is source region of Sudan. Okay, where they are coming from, that's the border. Is just walkable by feet, even they are walking with their luggages over their heads. There is no car there which they are taking to Kenya, no even home, no nothing there, no even some of them carry 18 animals there, maybe this kind of pigs, this kind of goats, sheep, chickens, maybe cows, yeah, they take across, of course, to go. And then of course some of them cross by boats, and then some of course walk and addition they drive feet, and then to go across. That is what we know is this one. They are from Sudan region to Uganda region, from Sudan region to Kenya regions. Let them not fool people, and then let them be this one trustworthy if they want to do so. Because if they meet, this is Sudan boundary Uganda, this is Sudan boundary Kenya, this is Sudan boundary DRS Ethiopia, DRS Sudan, DRS Sudan Ethiopia, and then Sudan has Khartoum, which is Sudan. Okay, whatever here the boundary Kenya, boundary Uganda, that is Sudan, which we know there. Of course, on the mandatory occasions, of course. Is the areas, of course, why are they saying so? If they are after vaccination, free vaccination, of course, yeah, we know they are trying to boost their business with the UN so that they will be able to be rescued by salt. There is no salt factory there in that source of Sudan region. Of course, no manufacturing there, whatever there is. When we talk of this 1821 factory, resort cannot be found even there. If you go to Uganda, you can find 1812 factories there. If we talk of ginnery, you may see ginnery. If we talk of motor factories, you may see there. If we talk of Coca-Cola beverages and the others and others and others, you may see in some cities, in some regions, in Uganda, in DRC, in Kenya, in other areas you can see. But particularly in Sudan, you cannot majorly see unless you are in the capital city. I mean, in the second capital city of Sudan, which is Juba, and then you can maybe see those orders that are there. And then if you go maybe central, which is towards Congo, then Central Africa, across the river Nile, you can see also. If you go towards east part where you are going to Kenya, you cannot maybe even found. Few you cannot found. That's a big dilemma there. That's why those guys, they are lacking salt. Of course, they are lacking this one cooking oils and many other things which they are lacking. Whatever there is a farms which is producing those farm manufacturing or production is not well equipped for them to utilize and then get those demands at hands already. So their demands and wants is not there for them. That is very much we know, because if we talk of these refugees, they live in different Yumbe districts, which is Yumbe, Uganda, boundary line, DRC, Sudan. Okay, so Uganda, DRC, Sudan. That is Yumbe, eastern part of Uganda, which is West Nile. They do say West Nile, Uganda, and then that is towards different River Nile, Sudan, and then River Nile, Uganda. Of course, when we talk of the Nile dams of Sudan, so let them not fool the people worldwide. What is the use of fooling the people? That is the issue. They are rebel, they are culprits. Of course, they want you to write you what is right, and then bet what is right there. You can trust whoever tell you right. Then you can, if you cannot trust, that is the one you can trust there, and then go rely with them. But if it comes to the problems, the problems yield that much, and then the problem will catch all of you guys, because that is maybe you people propagandas is not longer politics. If it's a politics, we are talking the examples, the copyright policies. If we are talking the propagandas, we are leading the copyright policies. We have to bring laws, we have to bring negligence and safeties around all the areas that we are talking about. Otherwise, overview and discretion, of course, that is just the areas that we know very much, and then we persistently agree upon, and then we comply. That is the best thing is this one, arrest this one, the full rebel leaders, and then go arrest this one, the source of Sudan. Rebel leaders, if that is mandatorily the culprits, and then their authorizations, because they want to say it so that they are the right leaders. They are not the right leaders. To get this one, the right leaders, like a Khartoum government arrested, if the Khartoum government is the providers, because they said here, this is the fault of Sudan, this is the right of Sudan, because they have the right, because there is to renew Sudan, and then to reform Sudan, and then to empower Sudan as people powers. That's what they are saying. So of course they know, and then in the agendas is clearly documented. If you are Dinka, you live near this one Malakal regions, or you live wherever, and then which area you cannot see on the Sudan map. Sudan map said, yeah, this is Sudan. We are in the East African countries, regions, East African regions. If Khartoum said Sudan is located in East African regions, they mean don't divide these countries here. Don't let that area which you cut there down there, let it not fall away from East Africa. They want East Africa to be where? Conquered by Khartoum governments, to be handled by Khartoum governments, not to be taken away from Khartoum governments. In the future, that Khartoum will realize, yeah, they have a big weaknesses giving away to that burden, because you do not know. A bad guy is there sleeping with a dead person over their home. You know, why shall you make such a copyright grab and then name it to another countries? Why will you do that business? That's not your business. You know, the guy may go any time. They're saying, yeah, they don't fear carrying the dead to another locations or wherever. They are not fearing. So that's why they are saying they will write what their edition. They are that country which is falling away from us, which we are uniting, that which is falling away. And then we said, yeah, whatever that is what you do. You say you have that skill, we don't have the skill of doing that, and then we know our skill is different. Do for us this copyright, and then utilize is different. You are from southern part of Uganda, southern part of Sudan. Okay, whatever you come to Uganda now, you say you are refugees, or you go to Kenya, you say you are refugees. That is the least we know. You are that much. Otherwise, nothing else we have other than that, and then we cannot. Keep negotiating and then keep arguing with the nonsenses. That is totally stupidities.